Welcome back to Man vs. Meeple, the show where we talk about all things board game related. Today we're bringing you a Kickstarter preview for an upcoming game from Lucky Duck Games. These are the guys that made Vikings Gone Wild. They're back with another mobile app style game.
Yep.
This one's called Zombie Tsunami, and it's a very popular mobile app.
Yeah, very popular. They've so far so good with Vikings Gone Wild and this. This is an interesting zombie game because you're not fighting zombies, you are the zombie horde. That's the whole idea.
So it is a social party-style game that plays 3 to 6 players, plays in about a half hour. There's a lot of dice rolling in this game, only this time the dice are the zombies that have a singular face on them. It takes place over 18 different turns. Those turns are broken into 3 rounds of 6 turns each. The game gets progressively harder as you go through it. You're going to be losing a lot more zombies as you go. Each of the turns is represented by a card. Each of these cards will allow certain things to happen in the game. We'll get into that once we get into the gameplay. There's some humans over here. These humans can turn into zombies for you if you collect them at the end of the round.
If they survive,
And you have money. You can have at most 2 money in front of you at any given time. These are used to buy cards in the market at very specific times during a round. You have some voting tokens.
Yeah, that's where a lot of I think a lot of the really interesting sort of like
social deduction style things going on.
Social deduction lying goes on with these gems. It's a lot of fun.
And the reason why you'll be using those is trying to find out some of the bonus cards that you will be using. At the start of every single round, a player will get a bonus card, which they will try to use it before the end of the round, because these bonus cards will give you additional zombies that will fuel your horde through the course of the game. Here's how it works. Every single turn, everybody at the table participates for each card that is flipped. There's a new card on the top of the stack that comes into play at the start of the round. Every player will get 2 zombies placed in front of them, and then every single turn, a new card will come up. And the first card here that we have is simply every player at the table rolls all of the zombies that they have and will discard as many. And sometimes these can be infinite number of zombies. It could be 1, 2, 3. And any ones that show up with a zombie face get discarded to the
it's pretty simple. You're just rolling your zombie cubes or dice, if you will, and anything that shows a face is gone. These cards, like you said, some of them have a number, some of them say infinite. Some of them even have 2 options where you can play it safe and you might just lose 1. Or you can lose as many as you roll, but get some zombies. A bonus.
The second one is the push action.
Yeah, the push card's kind of interesting. Unlike jumping over a chasm or a vehicle, you're actually trying to shove this as a horde, as a collective horde, out of the way. So this is where these gems come into play. The different players at the table will put one of the gems secretly in their hand and reveal it. This is going to divide the players into groups. So if everyone in the green group has enough zombies to push that car out of the way, they're good. Any group that has too few zombies is going to take a penalty of losing 2 zombies.
And you don't lose those zombies. So, for instance, this one requires 4 total zombies within the horde within that team. You're not going to lose those 4. It's just simply saying, do you have enough to push the vehicle out of the way? There are 2 very specific points on the board where there will be a market phase. At the start of that market phase, each player will be able to collect $1, and in order of whoever has the least number of zombies, and then around the table from that player, they're allowed to buy a single card out here. These cards do a couple different things. They allow you to look at another player's bonus card, to switch bonus cards, to acquire more zombies.
Steal zombies.
Even have some of the cards that allow you to protect zombies if they were to ever be killed throughout the course of the game. One of the unique actions is bombing. Through each of these rounds, players will acquire humans onto their side. If they are left there by the end of the round, they'll be converted into zombies. However, when you bomb another player, it gets rid of all of their humans.
Yeah, you could have as many humans as you want, but one bomb's going to take them all out. So a way to look at them is they're kind of like the meat shield, if you will, for the zombie horde. If you don't have any humans and you get bombed, you're just going to lose one of your zombies.
Some of the cards allow you to either bomb or collect humans. There's another portion on between the 4th and 5th round where a player will collect a new zombie, and then there's a secondary market phase right near the end of each of the rounds. And you're going to play through this through 3 different rounds. The cool portion is, and the portion we really like a lot in this game, is the social deduction portion. There are cards, as we mentioned, bonus cards that allow you to reveal them when you are able to accomplish them. I have the quarterback in front of me right here, and that's trying to lure somebody into bombing me secretly.
Yeah, which is kind of neat. I mean, that's one reason to collect a bunch of humans when you have that opportunity instead of bombing or instead of shopping for something else. You could grab a bunch of humans, not because you want them necessarily, but because you want someone to target you with a bomb, and then you get to reveal that card, and that's a pretty nasty one there.
And you have the giant.
Yeah, the giant Z, I get to flip this if I bomb successfully.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, this would pair nicely for Jeremy, not so nicely for me. Because if I bombed him, I get to flip it, but then he would then reveal that and diffuse my bombs.
And there's several of these secret bonuses in the game. As the game scales up with more players, you're going to be adding new cards in here which have different interactions between them, one of them being the dragon head and dragon tail, when you're trying to deduce who at the table might have
the other side,
tail to your head or the tail to your head. And if you're able to deduce that from them, you can collect some zombies as well. And by the end of it, whoever has the most zombies wins.
Yeah, you just count up the zombies. And the first round, you're only starting with the 2. So it sort of slowly builds. But by the end of our games, we've had
12 to 15
12 in the teens for sure.
Yeah. So if this is something that interests you guys, make sure you guys check it out on the Kickstarter. It should be up now. If you have any questions, make them in the comments below and we'll answer them for you. Subscribe to us, follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and everything else that we do here at Man vs. Meeple. And we will catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.